Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are back to work on the 2022 Ford Explorer XLT, and we got a lot of work done on this car in the last video. It's pretty much looking like a car just without some paint, but we do have a little bit more stuff that we do have to fix on this car before it is completely done. So we do have to wet sand and paint, and we do have some body work that we have to do on this fender here and that passenger door. And we do have some work on the interior, but what we're going to be doing in today's video, cleaning that interior because it is really dirty in there. And we might even go ahead and do some suspension work in today's video. But let's just go ahead and show you guys the interior of this car. So coming in on the interior of this car, as you can see right here, this car is honestly looking pretty clean. Take a closer look in here. It's actually really disgusting. So it looks like that some type of caramel or something was spilled right here on these mats because they're really sticky. So luckily there's a dealer's protective film on them, so we'll peel that off and hopefully the carpet is okay and there's nothing wrong with that. And then there is just a lot of dirt and gunk in the cup holders. This stuff is like all sticky. You just hear the stickiness from it, and sometimes it doesn't even like want to close because it's like stuck with all the stickiness. So you kind of gotta like give it a little bend, and then it just shuts. So you kind of gotta wiggle it and then it'll shut. Airbags are gone, they need to be replaced as well. Seat airbags need to be replaced and the seats need to be stitched up again. And that goes for both driver and passenger seats. This seat belt's locked up, and both curtain airbags as well as that module needs to be sent out. Going into the back right here, it's pretty clean back here, just needs a good vacuum. Doesn't look like anything spilled in here, so this is all good, just the curtain airbags obviously. But where it gets the worst is probably in that passenger footwell. So coming over to the passenger's footwell, yeah, you guys can probably see that from here. Right there, that is mold. So there's mold growing on this side. This side is also spilled with that sticky stuff. Luckily there's a film on this carpet, so most of it should be okay. We definitely got to treat that and get that looking nice and clean and get all that stuff out of there. The seat's a little bit dirty too, and this seat needs to be sent out to get fixed as well. This seatbelt is not locked up, so it appears that just the driver was in the car during the accident. For some reason on Fords, whether there's a passenger in the passenger seat or not during an accident, if it's needed, these will deploy. Luckily the dash airbags do not though, because that would be a nightmare. But yeah, so that's pretty much the interior. It's a very nice car, honestly. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I did mention that we might have to do some suspension work, and that's because if you look at this wheel right now, you can see that it is turned a decent bit right there. However, the steering wheel is straight and the driver's side wheel is straight as well. So there is some suspension damage on this part of the car. And if you just go down a little bit and look at that lower control arm, you can see that that thing is bent a good bit right there. So we do have to order that, and once that comes in, that should fix that issue, and then we can get this car on the alignment rack and get everything aligned. Alright guys, so everything is vacuumed and it cleaned up beautifully. Look at that, everything's looking really good. I went ahead and I got everything vacuumed in. Now all we have to do is, in some areas we just have to do some wipe downs. I'm going to detail the entire car. Even in spots where it's not even that dirty, I'm just going to go ahead and use some all-purpose cleaner. Just clean everything up, get this thing entirely cleaned up. And what I just went ahead and I did is I got the fungus out with the vacuum, but after I got it out, I went ahead and I sprayed it with this disinfectant spray just to go ahead and kill any other type of germ that was in that area, just to make sure hopefully it doesn't regrow or anything. So I just went ahead and I sprayed that in right there. And The whole car is now vacuumed, so the next step would be to use all-purpose cleaner and wipe everything down. And I did go ahead and remove all the floor mats, got those pretty clean, and luckily whatever was on those dealer protective mats did not get on the carpets. They seem totally fine. Like they look like they haven't ever had that wrap removed ever since the car was bought. And then I pulled this out from the center console. This is really dirty. I don't even know what that is, but it's very, very sticky. And I pulled it out from in here. So all of this and probably the carpets and everything is going to get steam cleaned as well. I did wear a respirator and gloves the entire time I did this. You don't want to be breathing any of this stuff in. It's really bad for you. And we do not know what kind of harmful things are in that mold right there. So we do not want to take any chances. We got to be safe. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I steam cleaned everything, and look at how clean this whole car came out. Every single thing on the center console, steering wheel, dash. I even went ahead and I got inside the air vents. All of it is clean, and I even went ahead and right over here I steam cleaned this entire floor right here. So now there should be no more mold or anything, and all those sticky buttons completely fixed. They shut, they open, everything, inside the cup holders and all the little tiny little compartments, everything is now completely free of any grime or dirt or gunk or anything. And I went ahead and I got all of these things steam cleaned. They steam cleaned out amazing, especially this one that had some weird type of sticky stuff on it. Got that all cleaned up. And then in the center console, I went ahead and I found this cover right here. So I looked up this part number that was on it. Turns out this is a cover for the seat belts. It's like a little cover just to cover up all the seatbelt stuff here. Alright guys, so the interior is fully clean on this car and it looks absolutely amazing, but it is extremely late right now. It's like almost midnight, so we're going to talk about everything and how clean this car looks tomorrow in the morning. Alright guys, so it is the next day here, and now let's go ahead and get into this interior and see just how much this thing completely transformed. So we have the key right here. So go ahead and opening this car right here and coming on inside. Just take a look at those screens. Absolutely amazing. But the biggest difference right now, this car had some sort of a detailer put into this car, and everything was just so shiny and like kind of slippery. So I went ahead and I put the spray that I always use, and it gave it that nice satin look everywhere, and it just looks absolutely amazing in here. And I went ahead and I got those dealer mats off of the carpets, which definitely saved these carpets. And I went ahead and I shampooed the carpets anyways, and now they're just even better. Everything is so amazing, so clean. I went ahead and I got the seats clean as well. The steering wheel is so clean. It's all free of grime and everything. And right here, everything here is just so sticky. The cup holders, everything. And now it is all completely clean. This opens and it is extremely clean in there. That had like all sorts of grease and grime and sticky stuff on it. That's clean. And all this stuff closes now. Center console is nice and clean and it's not shiny. And in there it's also clean. The screen, look at that screen, that's just amazing. And I went ahead and I used the ultra soft microfiber cloth to clean the odometer because those plastics are just very delicate. Came out amazing. And coming into the back seat here, it wasn't too bad here, but it was a little bit dirty and there was some stains in some areas, like on the seat here. Went ahead and I got that right out. And this middle aisle also had a lot of dirt in it, so I went ahead and I got that cleaned up as well. Carpets, everything, and everything's just detailed in here. Everything's so amazing. And now going over to the passenger side. This side was the side that was the worst, and look at how clean everything is now. No more fungus, no smells, no nothing. The car is amazing. Everything cleaned up beautifully. The dash, just take a look at that. Everything is so clean. This car was so dirty before that I didn't even notice any of this stuff lit up. And the glove box is clean as well. And this car is honestly a really nice, like, this is a very nice interior. And it does have Apple CarPlay, so you can project your phone screen onto that. And that is a very nice feature to have. These seats are so nice as well. They're very comfortable. And then coming into the back seat over here, this side as well, very, very clean. Just look at that, guys. This car is really, really amazing. Yeah, guys, so this car is really nice, and cleaning this interior is definitely very, very nice. Now the car is more enjoyable to work on, and we can switch out all these airbags in a nice clean environment. All right, guys, so now that the interior is spotless and very, very clean, and that the gaps are all adjusted and everything's painted on the inside and put on the car, only a few things left on this car: replacing the airbags, sending out the seat skins to get replaced, as well as the seat belts, bodywork, and paint. I might be missing a few steps somewhere in there in the middle, but one thing we do have to do is repair some suspension. Like I said, one of the lower control arms is bent, so we're going to replace that lower control arm right now. I just went to the dealership, and luckily they had it in stock there, so I was able to pick it up and I didn't have to wait too long for it. And it's a back-ordered part too, I believe, so pretty strange on how they had it there, but they did, and I scooped it up right away. So now we're going to work on taking off this wheel so we can get better access to that control arm. Alright, guys, so I just took the wheel off, and take a look at that control arm. That thing is bananaed right there. This thing definitely needs a replacement, so we're gonna go ahead and knock that out real quick. And this wheel right here has like some weird hubcap thing on it that's like this weird like overlay type of thing. Not a big fan of it. We're definitely going to take these off later when we can get all 4 of them off. That's been a thing I've been wanting to do for a while. But let's go ahead and get this control arm replaced. Right, guys, that was a tough one to get out, but take a look at the difference on those two things. So yeah, that is pretty bent. Yeah, so that explains why the steering wheel is off so much. Also the alignment, but this is definitely plays a big part of that. But here's the new one, so we can go ahead and just slide this one into place into the subframe and connect it up right into that spot of the knuckle, and we can get this all in for good. So let's do it. All right, guys, so here we are with the new one. Now let's see, this wheel is sitting like that right now and where it's a little bit. So is this one. So it's looking really good now. It's not pulling as hard, it doesn't seem, because before it was just pulling really sharp. And the tires actually used to make a squealing sound when you'd be driving. That's how much that side was off. So this side is completely straight now, and this side is a lot better, if not straight, but we won't find out more until we drive it, because before it used to be sticking way too far out this way when the wheel would be straight. Alright, guys, this car is on the ground. The wheel looking a lot better now. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and do a test drive on this thing We do have to move the Camaro, so I'm gonna have my brother back that out so you guys can hear this sick V8 cold start. All right, guys, getting onto the main road here now. Let's see how the steering handles. All right, that is definitely an improvement. It is not as sideways as it was before, so the alignment can be done now, and everything should be good with that after it's aligned. But I will see you guys in the next clip. All right, guys, so it is a few days later now, and we are back to work on the Ford Explorer. So what we will be doing today is we're actually going to be taking out both of the seat skins and that seat belt and the airbag module and shipping all those things off so they can go ahead and get repaired. And I'm sure that you guys have noticed that there is a couple of boxes and Explorer parts inside of this car. That's actually because, as you can see, I did take apart this door. And the reason I took apart this door is because if you guys look right here, this gap is nice and even now. The door has been straightened out, as you can tell, and the doors don't sag anymore. They used to sag. This one closes nice and neat. Same here, it doesn't sag or anything, as you can see. It just goes, and it's super easy to shut now, and it is nice and firm. It is not loose at all. So I'm super happy on how that came out. And basically what I did to straighten this door out, as you can see, I did do some straightening there. I actually came from the back side of the door, and I just took a long metal bar. I took this bar right here, and I'll just show you guys a demonstration. So I took it in here like this. I put it onto the dent like that. So I kind of just pulled the bar up and used this part to hold the bar, while this side kind of pushes the bar down, pushing the dent outwards. So doing that enough times brought the dent out, made this all nice and neat and even, as well as all this right here is nice and even. But I'm really happy that these doors are basically fixed now, so we can go ahead and move on and get the interior stuff shipped out, so when they come back we can put the whole interior together. So let's just go ahead and take all this stuff apart. So what I'm thinking how these skins come off is probably the zippers are here, and then when you flip this back up, there's probably a series of clips back here, and then some clips in the front, or maybe those oval metal clips. I hope those are not actually what they're using in these, but if they are, then we'll just pull the whole cushion off, and then we're basically just gonna slide it all off. But let's see how this is actually integrated onto the seat, and hopefully we can get it off easily. All right, guys, so check this out. So coming over here, I did get the seat skin off. So right here is the airbag. So this was just on 210s, got that off pretty easily. But then coming over here, this was actually super simple to take off. All I had to do was just unzip the back of the seat skin, unclip the sides right over here, these 3 clips on the sides, and then there was 1 clip right here directly at the bottom, and then 2 retainers on either side. But then everything else was held in by clips, which was super easy to work with. So I went ahead and I snapped all the clips out, and I slipped the skin over these right here. The headrest was super easy to come out to. You just squeeze this and you pull it out. So super easy. We already have a new airbag, so all we have to do now is just ship this out. So let's go ahead, take that one out right there too, and then just that seatbelt and module, and we're good to go. So let's do it. All right, guys, super easy. This is probably one of the easiest seat skins I've ever taken off, but it is off, and you can actually see where the airbag had deployed, some of that airbag dust right there. So both skins are off now, and look at how cool this looks. You can see the heating element for the heated seats. This is pretty crazy right here. So basically these coils, they just get really, really hot, and they come through the seat skin and they warm up your seat, and that's how you get your beautiful, nice heated seats to keep yourself warm during the winter times. But all we have left now is this seatbelt right here and the airbag module, which ironically is placed in the center of the center console. So we do have to take that apart. But let's go ahead and move on to getting the seatbelt off. I believe we have to take off some trims and stuff, which we have a nice trim right here. It says Explorer on it. So we will be exploring this car very thoroughly, figuring out how to get all these components out. But let's go ahead and get this one out. Alright guys, I'm like so confused to why this car is so easy to work on for a Ford. Like usually with Fords, when it comes to the seat skins, they always have those metal rings on the seats. Hopefully they're not on the Mach 1 because they're not on this car right here. They are the same year. They're both 2022 vehicles. So far we're moving right along super easily. Got the airbag off super easily, got the seat skin off super easily. And now take a look at the seatbelt. Extremely easy to take this one off. So coming over to the seatbelt, we'll probably see it a little bit better from back here. But coming over right over here, you guys can see the pretentionizer is literally right there above the carpet. It's not even under the carpet as it is in literally every single other car that I have worked on, or it's not mounted to the seat, but it's right over here. It's right over here, super easily accessible. We just get that big old wrench, and it's not even a Torx bit. It's an actual wrench, so it's not going to be as easy to strip if it's on too tight. And then back here, there's just two 10s right here. I popped the cover off again super easily, and this whole cover should pull away, and there might be a Torx bit back here. But again, super easy to get to all that stuff. So this is moving right along. Let's go ahead and get the seatbelt taken out completely. All right, update. So seatbelt is out. I moved on to the SRS module. Took forever to get to this point here, but I had a lot of wires to unplug on both sides of the center console. There was one wire here, two over there, two back here, two back here. But now this whole thing is gone and it can lift away. All right, I just put the whole center console up there. It's pretty funny, but there it is, the beautiful SRS module. So we can start by unplugging this bad boy right over here. So it is unplugged. Oh, why are they so hot? Those on the floor over there. Hopefully they don't melt. You kidding me? Got it back. It just fell down under the carpet, but there it is. All right, guys. And then the module should just lift away like so. And there it is. The airbag module is now out of the car. And I just put the nuts back right there so they don't get lost. But now we have the seatbelt, the module, and the seat skins over there. So guys, that is going to be a wrap for today's video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you guys learned something new, or if you guys are liking the 2022 Ford Explorer rebuild, then be sure to go down below and hit that like button. And while you're at it, there's a shiny red subscribe button that you should click. And also linked down below will be the Instagram account for hidden sneak peeks and just behind the scenes content of these builds that don't make it to the channel and stuff like that. It's all going to be there on the Instagram, so feel free to go ahead and check that out and drop a follow if you do. And thank you guys so much for all the love and support and all the comment. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. But that is all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.